All these little hickory trees. Hickory is one of the good ones for hinge cutting. Like,
Yeah.
beech isn't good. There's a ton of beech in here, but like I cut those beech down last year when that tree fell over.
Yeah.
This is that other tree that just fell. They came off over that. But when I cleaned that up, I cut those beech down, and I don't think the deer even touched them. Bird having a heart attack or something. Alright, so we're back here on a small property we have. It's a little 3-acre spot, southeastern PA here. Got the season coming in about 3 weeks. Today's September 1st. It's a nice afternoon. Figured we'd come out here and work on this property a little bit. So this area of PA, you're not allowed to bait at all. So we're going to put a small micro plot in, and we can do a little bit of hinge cutting, get some of these trees, get their tops down on the ground, give the deer some more food. This is a really good travel area, which I feel is like the most important part of having like a small property. You got to have a spot where deer kind of travel through, or somewhere that they'll visit that's not like out of their way really. But yeah, number one thing is just have food there. So we're going to do a micro plot and some hinge cutting, and obviously if we could bait, that's the easiest thing to do, most effective. But we have our ladder stand back here, just a 2-man ladder on this spot, nothing fancy. We're in like a development kind of area. Like I said, this spot's only 3 acres, but it produces year after year. We kill deer here every year. Last year I shot a nice 3.5-year-old buck here and 3 doe, so pretty good spot. So last year what I did for the micro plot, I never did it before until last year. I had 2 little test plots that I did. I planted both of them in oats, just oats or rye, not ryegrass. You don't want to use ryegrass, or any kind of like throw and grow mix will work, but our local feed store has oats. It's like a couple dollars for like a 10-pound bag. It's like the cheapest option. And really this isn't like to establish anything, because we're just planning this for basically really opening day or opening week, and it'll be here for a couple months maybe. The deer are going to clean it up because there's tons of deer in here, and it's obviously shaded in here. There's a few open spots. There's a couple dead trees, big dead trees, open up the canopy a little bit, but it's mostly shaded, so it'll grow up about this big, and the deer will eat it, and that'll be kind of it. So the main goal is for opening day, because opening day at this spot is always good. We've killed deer here probably like 5 of the last 6 opening days. Killed 2 nice 3.5-year-old buck in here, and the rest have been doe, but we always get something opening day, it seems. This spot is a lot better early season, so we're about, like I said, about 3 weeks before the season here. We'll get this in. This stuff starts growing within a couple days, and then yeah, the deer are going to find it pretty quick, and it'll be about good timing for opening day. Probably like 2-3 weeks before opening day is when you want to plant. And setting up my cell cams. I had regular cameras in here all summer, and I'm setting up 2 cell cams, kind of one on either side of the stand, try to get like anything that comes up through, so we can stay out of here for the next couple weeks. There's tons of doe in here. There's a lot of nice young buck, quite a few legal buck. There's one old, he's 6.5 this year. I've been getting pictures of him for 4 years now. A 8-pointer, he's super wide. He's probably 22 inches wide, which you don't really see in PA. And he doesn't have real long points. 2 years ago he was pretty good. He had probably like 8 to 9 inch points and nice brows, but he's kind of gotten a little smaller the past 2 years. Not sure why, but his points are only like 5-6 inches. But he has decent mass, and he's really wide, so he's like our #1 target buck in here this year. And it just seems like every year, kind of about the time the season starts, he just kind of moves to another area. We tried door knocking some different spots in this development, but didn't really have much luck. We did get one spot this year, which we're going to go after this. After we're done here, we're going to go over there. But anyway, we're going to try to get this buck. This buck's been coming through here like every other evening. He's really frequent in here, and we're hoping this micro plot kind of keeps him coming in here, you know, put some more food. There's some acorns. Last year there was a lot of acorns. This year there's some, but not near as many, it seems. So hopefully this little micro plot will keep him coming through here and checking it out. The other thing we're going to do is put in a mock scrape. I tried a mock scrape in here last year. Didn't really have much luck with it, but we're going to try it again this year. And there's more buck around here this year than last year, so there's a little more competition. So we're going to see if it works. Hopefully it works this year. There's more buck around, so they might be a little more active on the scrape. Back to my 2 test plots I did last year. So this one is just little. You can kind of see it just kind of goes up through here. It's pretty small. I raked all the leaves, the old leaves out of it, so it's just bare dirt, and threw the seed down right before it rained. And then that one I did it at the same time, but I didn't rake all the leaves out. I just kind of roughed them up a little bit to see which, obviously this took more work, just to see which would do better. And they did basically the same exact thing. So this year, to do less work, I'm just gonna kind of rough the leaves up a little bit in spots. But mostly, the main thing is when you like throw the seed down, you want to plant it right before rain, and you don't really want to plant around somewhere there's a bunch of birds where they'll come and pick all your seed up too. Kind of want the seeds to get in the ground and start to germinate as soon as possible. And I think with leaving the leaves there, it kind of leaves a little bit more to cover them up, so they're not as visible to like birds and stuff. I wasn't thinking the feed mill that we get stuff from is closed today, so we just brought some clover along. So that'll kind of be a little bit of a test, see how that grows in the woods. It should at least grow up a little bit for the season. That'll be kind of all we need, really. But yeah, we might do a little bit bigger area and just throw all this seed down. You can seed it pretty heavy. And if you're able to, you could water it if there's no rain in the forecast, but it's supposed to rain in a couple days, I think, so it should be fine. There's not really birds. There's birds back here, but they're not going to find it right away. Should be alright. So, we'll get to raking. Alright, so we got the micro plot all scratched up with the rake. Last year I just did a little spot here and a little spot there, but I kind of opened it up a little more. And then I did some over in here. There's a little bit more sunlight hitting over in this area, so that'll help some. Like I said, the best thing for this is just oats or like rye, not ryegrass. Just something that'll just come up just a little bit. And that stuff grows anywhere. I'd say the next best thing is probably clover, which is what we have here, because like I said, the feed mill was closed, so we just grabbed this. This is Jumbo Ladino clover from Merit Seed Company. We've been using them for all our food plot seeds the last couple years. Just seemed like their prices are a little bit better, and you just get like a full bag of just straight seed. You don't have all these mixes and all this stuff mixed in and everything. If you want to make mixes, you can get different kinds and mix it up or whatever. But anyway, we're gonna just throw this stuff out. This will probably be the next, other than the oats and the rye, this will probably be the next best thing we could use. It should come up, you know, a couple inches, and that's all we need it to do. Probably throw it on a little heavy. Anything you do in the woods like this, definitely seed it really heavy, just because a lot of the seed isn't going to come up. But yeah, we just scratched it up. Just got the leaves moved around and stuff, just so there's access to the bare dirt, so the seed can hit the bare dirt. And just a little bit of rain, that's pretty much all it takes. It took me maybe 10 minutes or so to scratch up this area. It's big enough to draw a couple deer in, and that's pretty much what you're looking for with the micro plots. So, got our mock scrape here, just a beech tree, just broke the branches off, then cleared it out. Just saw this shrub over here, nice fresh shrub. It's definitely from this year. Like I said, there's a lot more bucks around this year than there was last year. Nothing like huge, except that big 8's pretty nice, but a lot of like smaller bucks. So there should be a lot of competition in here. So we put this scrape right here, it's right across from that rub. This is the trail that a lot of the bucks use. They avoid the yard usually, when the does will go right through the yard. Yeah, the bucks come up this trail, so we put this scrape right here and spray it with some forehead gland scent. Alright, so that's good to go. It's right on the edge of our little micro plot here. So yeah, I should get the bucks to stop here and maybe put a camera on that then. And our stand's right back here, so that's 15-yard shot right here to this. It's a perfect setup. So So we got our spot all ready. Got 2 cell cams up here. It's one pointing that way. There's heavy trail comes up on that side of the stand. One pointing up this way as heavy trail comes up this way. And got our micro plot kind of in the middle. This camera hits a good bit of this micro plot. So got our clover seeded down. Seeded it pretty heavy. Another thing is, like, you don't even have to pick up sticks and stuff. Just leave them. This is real quick, like you can be in and out in less than an hour. Hopefully we get some rain, and stay tuned to the channel. So we'll be in here opening day, and hopefully we can put something on the ground. Now we're gonna go check out another spot that we just picked up about a week ago. We gotta put a stand up there, and have 2 cameras there. We gotta check the cameras, see what's around, and do a little bit of work there, and then we'll be good to go.